Hi there, this is Jay here from Jeremy Jacob Letting Specialist. So today I want to talk about an elephant that is in the room sometimes with regards to tenancies. A landlord and a landlord's letting agent will dislike a couple of things by a tenant. I think one of the obvious is if a tenant is late paying their rent. It sets a precedence and starts unlocking of trust. The other thing, and this is the elephant, is, you ready? Airbnb your flat during your tenancy. Don't do it. It's just a cardinal sin. Us letting agents often have clear things in writing when you make an offer. We do on our offer forms. And it's also clearly stated in a tenancy agreement that you must not take it upon yourself to rent out your flat to benefit from Airbnb or any type of subletting. Booking.com is another one. And I do find and have experienced in the last couple of years, especially throughout COVID, tenants taking it upon themselves to just think, you know what, if I just do this for a few weeks, just as an interim, because I want to go and do something different. I want to go and travel somewhere. I want to go do this and the other. I'll just rent out my place and it will be fine. But my advice, don't do it. It always comes out in the wash. There's so many parts to this. The neighbours in the building will find out. The thing is, when someone else comes and occupies your space, they are different to you. You may be the most peaceful, great tenant, clean and tidy tenant, but you don't know who is going to come and occupy your space whilst you're away. And that is a huge risk. And it normally comes out. Disgruntled neighbours, they say, oh, people coming and going, lugging up suitcases through our building. And then in the evening, they're probably here for a fun time. So they're more likely to be unwinding, being sociable in the evening. And boy, it ripples through the building, the noise. So that's the obvious thing. And then the landlord or the agent that's managing your tenancy, managing your property, comes to hear about it, or even the block manager, it all comes out. And then it causes a problem because it causes the breakdown of trust between you and the landlord. And if you've had a really good relationship up until that point, then things start to spoil. And that's where you start to compromise your tenancy. So my advice, you will be surprised that if you've built up a high level of trust with your landlord, if you were to go on the front foot and say, hey landlord, I would really appreciate if I could do this, get their permission. And if they authorize it, then that's how you can do it. But don't just assume because the landlord says yes that you can do it. You also have to think about the block, the building. A lot of buildings in London have dedicated block company management firms, and they have rules and regulations in line with the freehold obligations. And they might say you can't do it, you can't sublet, you can't do any Airbnb. So always be thinking about all these items. Is it really worth it? Is it worth spoiling your relationship with your landlord? It has wider repercussions as well, because when you leave your property, you want to rent another property in the future, you need a good reference. You don't want to spoil that, you want to get a good reference. So play it straight, do the right thing, and if you want to move somewhere else, then get permission from the landlord if you want to try and sublet it, or just accept that it's your time has come to its end at your property and you would like to move somewhere else in the world. Hope this helps. All the best. Speak soon.